There comes a point in every man's life where words stop being power and silence becomes authority. A point where talking about dreams becomes a distraction from building them. Where explaining your vision to people who cannot see it becomes the very reason you lose sight of it, yourself. And in that moment, quietly, without applause, without announcement, a new kind of man is born. Not the man who promises, not the man who explains, but the man who executes. Listen carefully, because this is where most lives split into two directions forever. One path belongs to those who speak endlessly about what they will do. They talk about discipline, about wealth, about change, about one day. Their words are heavy with intention, but light on action. They are always preparing, always planning, always waiting for the perfect moment that never arrives. And the other path belongs to the ones who disappear into their work. The ones who let results speak so loudly that explanations become unnecessary. The ones who understand a truth so sharp it cuts through illusion itself. Your life does not change when you understand success. It changes when you stop negotiating with laziness. Napoleon Hill wrote about men who shaped entire industries not because they spoke the most, but because they mastered thought, focus, and relentless persistence. Andrew Carnegie did not build steel through conversation. Thomas Edison did not light the world through discussion. Henry Ford did not transform transportation through opinions. They built in silence what others only dreamed of in noise. And today, the same principle still governs every life on this planet. The world has not changed in its deepest law. It still rewards execution over expression, discipline over declaration, action over attention. Yet most people live as if validation is the currency of progress. They post before they produce. They talk before they build. They announce before they achieve. And slowly, without realizing it, they trade their energy for approval. They become addicted to being seen instead of becoming undeniable. But there's a shift, a powerful internal collapse that happens when a person finally understands. No one is coming to validate your potential. No one is coming to rescue your discipline. No one is coming to build your life for you. The responsibility is absolute. And in that responsibility lies something terrifying, but also liberating. Because the moment you accept full ownership of your results, you also gain full control over your destiny. Think about Edison in his laboratory, surrounded by failure, surrounded by broken experiments, surrounded by silence that lasted longer than applause ever would. He did not have certainty. He had commitment. He did not have encouragement. He had obsession. And that obsession turned into a force that reshaped the modern world. Now compare that to the average mind today, constantly distracted, constantly entertained, constantly seeking comfort while dreaming of greatness. There is a contradiction here that cannot survive forever. You cannot live a distracted life and expect a focused destiny. You cannot consume noise and expect clarity. You cannot speak endlessly about success while avoiding the only path that creates it. Deep, repetitive, uncomfortable work. And this is where the transformation begins, not in inspiration, but in confrontation. Because truth does not arrive politely. It interrupts you. It challenges you. It removes excuses one by one until you are left standing alone with your habits, your discipline, and your choices. Ask yourself honestly, if your life today was the result of your actions over the last 90 days, would you be proud of the evidence? Not your intentions, not your potential, not your promises, the evidence. Because life does not respond to what you meant to do. It responds only to what you consistently did when no one was watching. And here is the hidden law that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Greatness is not built in moments of motivation. It is built in moments of resistance. When you do not feel like waking up, but you do. When you do not feel like working, but you begin anyway. When you do not feel like continuing, but you refuse to stop. That is where identity is forged. Not in speeches, not in plans, but in repetition. And repetition, when aligned with purpose, becomes destiny. So understand this deeply before anything else is said. Speak less about what you will become, and let your work begin the conversation the world cannot ignore.